All right, so we're going to start with a little mobility to get ourselves warm, feet wide. I take it in and switch. So I want you to imagine you're kind of like bringing your hip around and in. My arms can be in the way, that's all right. I can put my hands behind my head if that feels good. Just starting to get into the rotation internally of the hips. So I move to the right and to the left. One more time on the right, just showing this to you from different angles. One more time on the left. Good. Bring your feet wide apart, drop into a squat, lift up into a calf raise. Drop and lift. So from the side, I'm dropping back. I'm rising off those heels. As I rise, I'm exhaling, finding a little bit of a active core. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And then I want you to bring yourself into a little boxer shuffle. So if you are not jumping today, a step tap to the sides would be just as sufficient. Team, we've got about 2.5 minutes of warm up left. I want you to start to roll those shoulders back. Good. And let's roll them forward. Good, breathe in. Good, bring the hands to the shoulders, bring the elbows in and out. In and out. In and out. One more time. In and out. Let's plant the feet together, drop into a little squat. Shoulder roll open, shoulder roll closed. I rotate to the left, I rotate to the right. Shoulder roll open, shoulder roll close. Rotate right, rotate left. One more time, shoulder roll, rotate over to one side. Doesn't matter which side you start on. Good, now we drive through the legs. Squeeze the legs together. My back is flat, my feet are flat on the floor, just starting to feel some quad. Good, let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Good, walk it out to plank position. So for me, I'm not using a mat in my plank. I could absolutely have something underneath my hands if I needed it. Push the mat away from you. Pull the belly button in, just hold plank and squeeze your seat together for 5, 4, 3, 2, lower down to the knees, drop down to the right forearm, left fingertips stay down. I open, I kick, I return, and I round. Open, kick, turn, and round. Last one. Open, kick, return, and round. Let's switch our sides. I'll show this to you head on. From here, I open, I kick, I return, I round. I open, I kick, I return. I am pointing my toe, but I don't have to. Last one, round it in. Good. Drop back into the knees. Just roll those shoulders back one more time. Nice little stretch to the quads. Team, we're gonna get started with our first block of work. If you've never been to Mondays with Mandy, it's cardio to start. So all you need is your body and a good catitude. Are we ready to say yes? Yes. Okay, so we're going to start with a travel. I want you to walk all the way back to the back of your space. Bring yourself into a little squat. Turn your toes out. We're going to frog hop our way forward all the way to the top. And then on the way back, it's going to be an internal rotation. Okay? Here we go. Timer's on in 3, 2, 1. Let's do the dang thing. All right? So toes turned out. Hop it forward. Rise up, internal rotations, back. It is awkward. I made it that way. Good. Come back to this frog hop. Nice and small. Stay low. Stand it up. Internal rotations back. I'll show this to you from the side. On the way back, right? And then I'm going to step it out. Little hops, little hops. Doesn't have to be a big space, right? I actually don't have a very big room. I'm just utilizing the space as best as I can. That is time. Next exercise, hand curl taps. So if you like to move to the beat, see if you can catch that beat right and left. If I don't touch my foot, that's okay. Abs in tight, slight little Side lean, side to side. Good. Arms up in this like goal pose. And we start to connect to the abdominals, right? So careful, like I'm not feeling any sort of pull in my low back. Pretty simple start to the day. High impact, low impact, and then we move into single leg balance with cardio aspects. 3, 2, 1. I want you to find balance just in the right leg. Drop it down to a squat. Hop. Try to find that balance. Same side. Squat it down, hop it up. Mandy, I'm not jumping today. I could make it a calf raise. Right? I could just calf raise. That works too. Same leg for about 20 more seconds. So that right thigh starting to really feel some work. I'm slow on the way down. I'm faster on the drive up. You got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2. Switch your legs. Left leg balances. Rise up. So I don't mean to be moving around my room. I'm just trying to change your vantage point so you can see what's going on in all aspects. My back is flat. My abdominals are drawn in. I'm using my breath to my advantage, right? I'm inhaling to down, exhaling to rise with the power of the abdomen. Nice. Team, we got about 15 more seconds in block 1, set 1. We'll do this just one more time today. Right after this, we'll get a 30-second rest. Good. Breathe in. You got time for a couple more. 4, 3, 2. That's it. So quick sip of water. We're doing it. Second round. Say you wanted to make it a little harder, you could put your mini band on. I'm going to keep it pretty straightforward without. Now on the way into the second round, we're going to reverse it. So I'm going to internally rotate forward and hop back. Make sure you know where things are because you're going to be traveling backwards in a hop position. 3, 2, second round, here we go. Internal. Bring that hip up and around, turn it out, and hop it back. Do it again. Big hip circle, big hip circle. You got it. Out and drive it back. Toes and knees point out, little frog hop back. I keep on wanting to do external rotation because that is more home base for a lot of bodies. Right? So I'm making myself have to think about what the action really is. I could even maybe straightening my leg out. Yeah. And hopping it back. 3, 2, arms out. Here we go. Push. Now, if I wanted to make this a little more of a challenge, I would add a little squat. So I'm dropping into an even deeper squat as I reach back with my arm. So before, I kept it pretty tall. This is going to be easier. Less action with those hips versus adding a little squat and tap. Adding a little squat and tap. Nice, Mary. Yes, Holly. Yes, Joya. And I say, Joya, if you could bring your feet wider, you might have an easier time reaching back, more stable. Yeah, 3, 2, single leg balance on the left. Single leg squat with a little calf raise or hop. So, Mandy, I'm really struggling with balance today. Could I use a wall? Watch, I'm gonna use my wall. I still get plenty of cardio, but it's also a little strengthy, right? So it's a little blend. Your call. You got 10 seconds left on leg 1. I'm using my arms for that counterbalance, landing my heel each time. And let's switch over to the last leg, my right for me. Yes, abs in, back stays flat. I'm always landing in that little squat So I'm not actually landing with my knees straight. And if I wanted to make it harder, I would just pick up my pacing, yes? Team, you've got 15 more seconds. Dial it up. Remind yourself why you decided to come to this class online for 9 seconds. We're gonna get a minute to recover and rest in 4, 3, 2, and that is time. Use this time to do a quick assessment. Where are you holding tension? How can you let it go? And then also do a quick reassessment of what's going on in your space. Now, in our next section, you're gonna need your dumbbells to start, your tubing next. Dumbbells and tubing for this section of class. I'm gonna demonstrate what we've got going on first. We're gonna find a warrior 2. So my right knee is bent. You're still in recovery, so just take a break, take a moment. With the arms, I'm gonna load the shoulders and hold my dumbbells. I'm gonna bend and extend just my right knee. Then of course I'll switch, right toes come in, left toes come out, bend and extend. Okay, so that's your first 2 activities. Go ahead and set yourself up. Turn those right toes towards the side, left toes towards the top, and here we go, bend and squeeze. Bend and squeeze. I don't know why Siri thinks I want to talk to her right now. I never do. Never do. Yeah, keep on trucking with it. You've got just a few more seconds here. 25 seconds to go. That's it. Oh, I think somebody hacked into my phone or something because that was playing a song I've never had before. So maybe you're not feeling much right now. If that's the case, can you drop it even more? Can you bring it into a wider stance? Switch your toes. Left toes towards the side. Hips are standard. Drop into the hip. Squeeze that left glute. So I notice I've got a lot of mobility in my hip, so I'm able to get nice and low. The right outer edge of my foot is still staying down. Showing this to you directly from the front. I'm not letting my knee cave in, and I'm not letting my hips do a lot of rocking. I'm just squeezing my seat every time my knee extends in the front of the frame. Chest stays lifted, eyes can look directly forward or directly to the side. You're done in 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop off your dumbbells, grab your mini band, place it under, not your mini band, your resistance band with or without tubing. Feet together, turn the palms forward. Hinge, so it's gonna be nice and loose, to a full curl. Hinge, my knees are soft, and curl. I'm showing this to you from the side. I'm gonna let the arms extend. Rise and curl all the way to the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. I'm less concerned with how many I'm doing, more about trying to find that tension and breath work to combine into some beautiful pull for the upper body. You're done in 5, 4, 3, 2. Grab your tubing, hold it right in the center. Bring it behind your back, and maybe you want to choke in a little bit. Step yourself into chair pose and extend the elbows behind your head. So showing this to you from the side. My elbows bend and extend, my legs stay in this chair pose. So if you're not feeling much, you could do this with your 8s or your weights. You could also choke in even more. You've got 5, 4, 3 seconds, 2, and that's the end of the first set. So tubing with handles or without handles, or something of resistance, could even be a towel, could be a yoga strap. And last but certainly not least, your 8s, if you have them, and if you don't, it's totally fine. Pick up your weights. They go on your shoulders. Left toes turn out, right toes point out, And we go, drop in, rise up. If I wanted to make this harder, I would drop in, heel raise, squeeze. Drop in, heel raise, squeeze. Drop in. When I say squeeze, what I'm squeezing is this right glute, my seat muscle as I squeeze to rise. Drop in, my right leg is straight. I'm not locking my right knee, but I am feeling engagement through the back of the right leg. 9 seconds left, a lot of power in that left leg, a lot of mobility, a lot of strength. In 3, 2, switch your feet. So just turning my feet in the opposite direction and going for it. Heel raise at the bottom of the lunge, right? So a closed chain lateral lunge is what we're up to today. Make sure that knee of the right isn't caving inward. So what I mean by that, if you were to watch me head on, I'm not letting the knee come in. I'm actually controlling it, pushing it away from the midline. You got it, 15 more seconds. Woo, my heel. Up, down, and all the way to straight. Up, down, I know I'm a little out of the frame, that's okay. 3, 2, set your dumbbells down, grab your band, it goes underneath your feet. If you don't have the band, you could do this with your dumbbells in your hands, right? You just do that biceps curl from the floor, right? So hinge and pull. Careful on the pull, you're not doing one of these with your back, right? I want to squeeze my butt, but I want to keep my low back nice and long. Meaning I'm not trying to make my back shorter by extending too far. Head on, my feet are together, my knees are together. I let the arms extend so the band gets nice and loose. And then all the way to straight and standing pause at the top. You're done in 3, 2, 1. Good. Take the band in your hand right in the center. Step your feet together, drop the arms back. So just so you can see this from the side, my rib cage is drawn in. Push and release. Push and release. If this overhead or over shoulder work is a lot on your shoulders, you could do this here. So this could be a modification for any shoulder impingements. I would do it in front of my belly button. So I'm still getting triceps. It's not as hard of a position to be in. Your call, you're done in 4, 3, 2, and that's your minute rest. So in your next section, which is the core, you'll want your mat. And that's all we're using for the core work in block number 3. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna take my mat, I'm gonna lay it out so that it's profiled. That way I can show you guys different ways to do things and you can see them from the side. Right now we're in recovery mode, which means sips of water, do your body scan, all that jazz. Okay, we go in 15 seconds from now. We're starting with a high plank. We're not moving at all. I want you to stay super, super still. So shake out the shoulders. All we want to maintain is keeping that nice long plank position. Glutes will squeeze, abs will draw in. Timer starts in 3, 2, hold. Now listen, if being on the hands is just not in the cards for your body, you could do this at your forearms. But I want you to zip up your inner thighs, squeeze your heels together, pull the abdominals in and away. With your spine, we're kind of doming the back, meaning I'm separating my shoulder blades from my spinal column. In yoga, this would be cat pose. I'm really rounding my back. I've got about 10 seconds left to hold. We're going to get off one hand and onto the forearm of the other in 5, 4, 3, hold on to it, 2, knees come down. Come down to the right forearm, left fingertips. I bring it out, kick, in, and round. Out, kick, in, round. Out, kick, in, round. So I'm working my obliques, my erectors, I'm also getting my abdominals. Yes, go slow. Don't worry about the speed on this one at all. In fact, take a moment of pause in each element. External rotation, extension, return to external, round in. So that's internal rotation. 4, 3, 2, switch your side. So I'll show this to you at the other side angle. Fingertips down, out, back, out, and round. Out, back, out, and round. External, extension, back to external, and round. So I'll show this to you from the front since we got about 25 more seconds. I'm on the forearm of my left, hand of my right, out, back, out, and round. Out, back, out again, and round. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay, so that's your second side. What's the last thing? Oh my gosh, the thing that I forgot about. So we're gonna do a roll back. My heels pressed together, my toes are slightly separated. I'm gonna roll back to my low back and rise my way back up. I'm not letting my head touch the ground. If I needed to, I could hold the backs of my legs for some more balance, for a little more control. Otherwise, my heels are grounded. I'm rolling back, tapping my low back, rising my way back up to sit tall. Roll it back. You're done in 6, 5, 4. I'll show you a way to advance this in the second round. 3, 2, that's your recovery. So, not a super traditional core series today, so that makes it a little more interesting. Also makes it a little harder to kind of grasp. So any questions, let me know. Otherwise, let's grab a quick sip. Okay, so if I wanted to advance this, I'm gonna grab my band. I'm just gonna have it here for me. This is my tubing, okay? Set it to the side. High plank position, 45 starts. Here we go. Heels are together. Hands are shoulder width apart. I'm pushing the ground actively away from me. I'm squeezing my inner thighs together. I'm keeping my neck long, meaning I'm not actually looking at my body. I'm looking right between my fingers. Breathe. And if you notice yourself kind of shaking at all, it might be because you're actually holding your breath. So see if you can focus on the inhale, exhale aspect of it. It's going to really help you maintain this positioning for 4 seconds. 3, 2, come on down to the forearm of the right, left hand. I'll do this facing the opposite way. Out, kick, return, and round. I'm actually bringing that knee in, out, kick, return, and round. I feel a lot of abs and obliques. Whenever we work with that leg, we have to stabilize with one side, which for me is my right knee, right forearm. And then the left begins to really find its full range of motion. Good. 10 more seconds to go on side 1. Ooh, get that knee to cross your heart. Can you cross your heart? This is 3, 2, and 1. Switch your sides. I bring it out, I kick it back. I bring it back to the tricep, I round in. Boom. Good, keep pointing the toe, keep moving through air as slowly as you can. 30 more seconds for the day. Yeah, I could have put a mini band on, right? But I'll be honest with you, it's plenty of work without it. The slower you can go, the more you're creating your own time under tension, right? So if you're ever like, oh, I left that in my car and I parked my car in a lot, it's like 2 miles away. This would be a great way to kind of go, I know what else I can do. Go slow. 3, 2, go ahead and come on down to your seat. Now, I told you I would show you a way to progress this. I'll grab my tube, place it at my feet, flex my feet here because I don't want to let the tube go. I'm going to roll back and rise my way up. Oh my gosh, I just took a look at this tube, which is not old at all. My cats have ruined the tubing. There's holes all up and down the tubes. I blame Asia mostly. She's the one that loves that plasticky feel. So the original exercise, I wasn't holding on to anything. So I was able to kind of put that core control to test with just my body weight. With the band, I'm adding that row resistance. We're done in 3, 2, and that's the end of your set. So good news is, in your next section, you will want your dumbbells, your mini band, your resistance band. You don't need your mat, but I'm just gonna leave my mat out because it's just easier that way. So sip of water, we got about 40 seconds till we go into our next block. Our next block is strength. So the way that order goes, cardio, strength, core, we're done with those things. We do another strength block, totally different actions. And we finish with cardio, okay? Okay, so your next section, we're gonna start, actually, let's all put our mini bands on. So if you have a mini band, it's gonna go above your knees, not on your knees, above your knees. We're going in 10 seconds, don't wanna rush you. Make sure you got it on, and then grab your band. Your band is gonna go behind your legs, like this, and then you're gonna hold the handles. Step yourself into a nice wide stance, palms face down. Pull or push and switch. So from the side, I'm in a hinge position, and I'm doing an overhead press. Join me if you haven't. So we started this a little bit late, that's okay. My shoulders stay plugged in, my elbows are out like a W position, yeah? And what's holding my band in place are my hips. Yeah, I'm creating my own resistance. If this is too hard, I could do half range. If it's too easy, I could do both arms simultaneously. 3, 2, and 1. Good, drop off your band. You're gonna need your dumbbells. So your dumbbells, you're gonna balance on your left foot. I'm gonna tap, lift, and row. Tap, lift, and narrow row. Tap, lift, narrow row. So from the front, I look like this. I tap, lift, row. Tap my toe, lift my foot, row. Tap, lift, row. You're done in 5, 4, 3, 2. Bad news is we just got to do the other leg with the same arm action. Step it back, bend that knee, tap, lift, narrow row. Tap, lift. I'm flexing my foot. I'm flexing my back leg. Tap, lift, narrow row. My head is neutral. So if I'm looking like that, I'm hurting my neck, right? I can always turn to the side. Tap, lift, narrow row. We got 10 more seconds. Tap, lift, narrow row. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the weights right in front of your sternum here. Good. I'm going to step it, squat, and switch. I'm not letting my weights rest on my body. I have them in front of me. Squat and squeeze. I'm just alternating my side squat here. Inhale down. Additional challenge for the last 15 if you're feeling it. Add a little calf raise at the top. Drop down, feet together, calf raise. I could even add another element. Little pulse lift with the arms. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that's the strength block. There's a lot going on. I know it's complex and I know it can be a little confusing. So just remember, you get a second try. And yeah, we're just gonna work to our best ability. So band stays on. We're gonna start with that wide grip press. Timer starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, and find your squat position. Push, release. So from the side, I'm pushing that resistance band bilaterally this time. Exhaling as my arms reach 45 degrees forward. Every time my arms leave the socket here, I'm using my exhale. Shh. Yep. Shh. Oh my gosh, pressing today, tough. Feet nice and wide apart so they got optimal stability. I'm pushing my knees away from each other for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Drop off the band and grab your dumbbells. Dumbbells go back in the hands. I'm balancing on the left foot. Right toes tap, lift, and rise. Right toes tap, lift. Now notice that time, I'm not only adding a single rise, I'm not letting my toes actually touch the floor on the right. So I'm doing a little lift. Instead of tapping, I'm just rising up. Lift and rise. Lift, row, and rise. Lift, row, and rise. Switching sides in 2 and 1. I lift, I row, I rise. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. There's no wrong answer with breathing, so if you're just going, I don't know where to breathe, just breathe. It'll be all right. 25 more seconds. Lift, row, and rise. If you have a side that's better, you may note this is my not great side. It is what it is and I deal with it. But here's the deal, I get better and better every time I work on it. 5, 4, 3, 2, finish the rep out. And good, keep the weight, step the feet together. Side squat, calf raise, overhead press. That's there as an additional challenge. I don't have to. I could just do the traditional movement, which is alternated side squats. Standing up each time, but again, my weights, there's some separation between the dumbbell head and my sternum or my collarbones here. So adding in my calf raise and narrow grip press. Yeah, 9 more seconds to finish the block. We have our finishing sets of cardio, and that, my friends, is it. So set the dumbbells down, take the band off. We've got one more block, and it is body weight. So if you want, you could get rid of your mat, you could get rid of your mini band. You may want to choose to put the mini band on, but I'm going to do this first set without, so that everybody can see what it looks like without, and then maybe I'll put it on for the second round. So personally, I'm just going to turn my mat vertical. We're in recovery right now. You've got about 20 seconds. Okay. So the first action we're doing for cardio is going to be a twisting low body fast feet. So I actually put my mat this way so you can see I'm straddling my mat. I'm going to twist, twist. Okay, come with me here. I'm trying really hard to keep my feet wide. So my legs are traveling in this little semicircle while my feet are moving very, very close to the floor. Mandy, it feels like too impactful on my legs. You could do little steps, little hip twists. So I'm still getting a lot of work in my midsection and no impact in my feet. So we're just like a washing machine, twisting our upper body for 8 seconds more. Now we have more twisting coming, but that twisting is going to happen more in the torso. Okay, so step your feet together, tap and twist. All right, so I'm tapping out, adding my twist. If you're not jumping, I step and twist. If I'm tapping out with my right, that means I'm twisting to the other side. So again, low impact versus high impact. I'm trying to get that torso twist. Remember we did all that stuff with the arms in the beginning of class today? It's the same concept. Maybe I'm not even holding my shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Wide stance. Good. Reach up and twist. So if I wanted to, instead of just having body weight, I could grab a dumbbell. I'll show it to you in our next round and twist with it. From the side, squat, twist, squat, twist. My legs straighten at the same rate. My back is flat. Yep, you got it. Now breathe, you got 9 seconds. Wiggle your toes. Relax your shoulders. Lick your lips and swallow. You're there. 3, 2, 1. Last challenge. Shuffle front to back with the legs. Good. Punch the arms forward. So I'm alternating which arm is on top. My legs are doing a little front to back shuffle. If I wanted to make it a little more interesting, I could travel it along my mat. It's up to you. You've got 15 more seconds. Little shuffle with the legs. Whew. Maybe I even travel it sideways. Holy cannoli, it's actually really hard to remember. So another brain buster for us. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So for me, just to kind of up the ante, I put my band on for this one. Okay. I have my weight nearby to do that weight work should you want to add it in. So team, our last set of our final block starts in 5. All right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fast feet. Twist it left and twist it right. Twist it left. Twist it right. Twist it left. Now, because I have my band on, I can't have my legs much wider apart. That's okay. My feet are on my mat. It's a nice little forgiveness thing, right? So I'm able to absorb that shock on a little softer surface than hardwood, right? 9 seconds. My legs are burning. Now, next up, we have those lateral taps. 3, 2, step your feet together. Twist, twist. Right? So I mentioned this. I'll show it to you. I could add my dumbbell here. Now, there's going to be an opportunity to keep the dumbbell and do one more thing with it, right? Because we're still going to be twisting through that torso. You're halfway done with exercise 2 out of 4. Can you keep up with the beat? It's faster. Elbow leads. Drop into those legs a little more. I just caught myself. 10, 6. Finish it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet wide apart. Weight at the chest. Drop, twist, twist. If you get dizzy like I do when I twist, just face forward. Drop in, squeeze. My feet are planted. My toes and knees are pointing forward. Drop in, squeeze. Lead with the elbow. Keep the shoulders plugged in. So a little loaded cardio today. So good for us to finish. 15 seconds. 1 exercise to go. So close. You're done in 5, 4, 3, 2. Drop off your dumbbell. You've got your front to back shuffle. Arms front, cross, and switch. Yes, Keep those shoulders plugged in. Try to alternate the arms if you can remember. Added bonus if you travel it maybe laterally or front to back. Maybe you do a little combination of both. You got 15 to the finish. I'm gonna face you to finish. Yeah, finish line at 9. Get those legs moving. Yeah, soft bend in the knees. 2 and time. Okay, so take off your band. You made it. We're gonna stretch. Spend a couple minutes here. So if you can stick around, we'll move our playlist to that last track. Should be called Love All. Good. Tons of twisting today. So the first thing I'm gonna do is place my hands on my knees, or my thighs, round my spine, tuck my chin. Really dome the back and then start to bend and extend one knee at a time. If you're not feeling much, bring your feet wider, add a little shoulder twist. Then release, bring the hands to the floor. Full forward fold with the toes and knees pointing slightly forward, maybe a little out if that feels better. Walk it over to the right arm, right leg I meant, and then take your right hand, reach it behind you. Left hand grabs for the outer edge of the thigh or the calf, whatever feels accessible to you. Let the head hang. Then release, walk it all the way over to the other leg. So left arm wraps around the body, right arm wraps around the outer edge of the calf or the thigh. Let the head rest. And then come back through center, turn the toes out and drop into a low yogi squat. Good, bring the hands in front of the heart, turn the palms out. Bring out the wrists. We weren't on the hands that much, but it's just a nice little mobility stretch in the wrists, especially if you use a computer a lot. Just kind of move the arms around, move the shoulders around. And then from here, I'm gonna plop down to my seat. So I take my hands behind me, soles of the feet meet, splay the knees outward, fold forward. I do round my back here. Just tuck your chin to your chest, roll the neck over to the right. Come back through the center and roll the neck all the way over to the left. Come back through the center, slide the legs straight. Good. Once we're here, right fingertips to the floor, left arm's gonna lean away from the left, bring out the wrist. Good. Come back through the center, switch your sides, all the way up and over. Bring out the wrist of the right. Yeah. Last stretch, take the hands behind you, bend your knees. Place your feet flat on the floor and lift your hips up. Maybe just rock front to back. Yeah, I'm looking down the front of my body. I'm gonna set my hips down with control. Come on up to stand. Stick around for questions. Otherwise, thank you so much for sticking around and taking class, all right?